think we're ready. I think we're live streaming, but we may not have video, so there'll be audio. We're having some issues, so hopefully we are live streaming. Welcome to the December 14th, 2022 Henry County Commissioners meeting. We'll call it to order. If you will stand for the pledge and a prayer, please.
Heavenly Father, we ask that we all keep in mind the reason for this season that you sent your Son for us, Lord. We ask that you bless our nation and bless this county, and that this meeting be held in accordance to your will. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Okay. So have the commissioners had the opportunity to review the minutes?
Make a motion, we accept the minutes as presented.
Second.
Motion by Steve Dellinger, second by Ed Tarantino. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Claims, have the commissioners had the opportunity to review the claims?
Make a motion, we accept the claims as presented.
Second.
Motion by Steve Dellinger, second by Ed Tarantino. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries 3-0. And finally, have the commissioners had the opportunity to review payroll?
Make a motion, we accept payrolls presented.
Second.
Motion by Steve Dellinger, second by Ed Tarantino. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. So we have three reports. It's a IDEM notice of decision. It's approval for a project at Crown Equipment Corporation. We also have the Intech service order report and the Henry County Clerk's monthly report. Do I have a motion to accept the reports as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Steve Dellinger, second by Ed Tarantino. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. So we have some food and beverage claims. The first one is the payment, just our payment for the general revenue bond for food and beverage in the total amount of $58,501.04. This is just our payment for the bond. Do I have a motion to accept this claim for this payment for the food and beverage bond?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Steve Dellinger, second by Ed Tarantino. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. The next one we have is the county match for day care program for Hope Initiative, and I'm thinking that this was from the previous food and beverage awarding back in 2018, maybe.
18 or 19. This is a portion of that Stellar grant.
Portion of the Stellar grant. Okay, and that's a total amount of $1,525.14. Do I have a motion to accept the payment of this claim?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Steve Dellinger, second by Ed Tarantino. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. And then the last one is the food and beverage for the Osborne Park. For the total of, I think there's 3, maybe 4 invoices. There's a statement and then an invoice for $14,087.66 and an invoice for $70,751.23 and an invoice for $385 for a total of $85,223.89. I talked to Mike, and he has an email, and I just don't have it with me, showing their 20% match and how they are doing their 20% match. I will make sure to put that with this claim so that we have the 20% match. So do we have a motion to approve the payment of this food and beverage claim?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Steve Dellinger, second by Ed Tarantino. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries 3-0. You going to be Corey today, Penny? Do you have any updates?
Good morning. My voice is a little weak, so I will make this pretty darn quick. I want you to know we had our first site visit with people from Make My Move, a young couple from Florida that's married, came to our community last Friday. Corey was gone. Kelly and I visited with them, and then I took them on a tour of the town. They're smart, bright people. I'd say they were in their late 20s, one from Ukraine, one from China. They met in Ukraine, married, moved to California, moved then to Florida, and found it too busy for them. They want a more quiet lifestyle. They're visiting here, Noblesville, and Delaware County. So we were very warm and welcoming to them. We went on a tour up and down State Road 3. They went to Knightstown. We only got as far north as Memorial Park. They saw the setup for what was happening last week at Memorial Park. We went in. They love the Ys, working out. They love the trail. They drove back where the new condos are going to be down by the Y. And then I sent them to a house on the west side of 3 to look at some more upscale housing. And so anyway, it was a good visit. We know if they come to anywhere in our region, it will be helpful. They meet the criteria as far as the guidelines, and so they will have an opportunity to say whether they're going to come here or not. You'd be completely thrilled with visiting with them. So that's Make My Move. Second thing.
And what's the time frame for them to make a decision? Or I guess I should say, does Make My Move have a required time frame that they have to make a decision?
Their time frame has actually changed. To respond to the offer, it's 2 weeks. So they responded probably about a month ago. Now, I don't know what the time frame is. I don't know how long. The last I heard it was 6 months, but they were shoring up some of their timelines to get people moving quicker.
Okay.
Try to. We're not probably going to turn anybody down with a hard deadline, but still, we'd be fortunate to have them.
Yeah,
in
if they
our
said 6 months,
community.
I wouldn't want to turn my nose up
Right.
at them.
But I mean, there is an end date. The last one was 6 months.
Okay.
To decide and plan their move. So that's that. The second thing is a little bit about what we're doing from the visitors portion of our office. There is the Hoosier Basketball Hall of Fame. There will be 100 boys and 100 girls here competing on the 29th and 30th of December. We're making gift bags for them. We've reached out to businesses to see if they'd like to put anything in them. So that is a big tourism event. So we're doing everything we can to stimulate tourism. And there will be volunteers at a booth from the old Tourism Commission folks. So anyway, I wanted to let you know that is the end of the month.
What is that, competition?
Yeah, I'm sorry, it's like basketball games. Girls are the first day, boys are the second day.
Okay.
2 of them will play in the morning and afternoon, then consolation and final game in the evening. It's been going on for, I don't know, as long as I can remember. Probably 30 years, maybe-ish. Okay, so then the last thing is cobblestone. We continue to have interest in that. We've got another meeting set, I believe it's the January 10th. So we'll have some different groups. We'll have people that didn't come the first time, that had conflicts, and that want to come the second time. So I have a couple meetings that day. And we also have ones that are more interested and kind of want to get more in the details. So that'll be in January. So there's still plenty of interest, and we're just walking through the steps to see where it goes. They did take a visit to Brookville, where there's a 44-unit cobblestone. They talked with the person that invested there. His name's Mick. I don't know. I didn't go. I had to stay in town for that visit with Izzy and Kiki. So they had a good visit. They learned and understood more about what cobblestone is and the franchising end of it. So it was like Carrie Barrett and the mayor and
I
Mike
saw pictures.
Gross.
They put,
Yeah.
I think Rex maybe.
Rex went. Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly right. So there was a good turnout, and they learned a lot. And actually, the gentleman from Brookville may be coming here for that meeting the 10th. And the one pointed question, Carrie said, if you had it to do over again, would you do it? He said, yes. And I'm interested in your cobblestone and I would be interested in being an investor there as well. So that kind of speaks volumes
Sure.
to hear it from somebody that has been through it, and they've been there, it's been their year. So
Good.
that's my update. Any questions?
Nope.
Okay, we won't see you again before Christmas, is that correct?
We have a meeting, yes, before Christmas. No, you will not. Yes.
Okay, Merry Christmas.
Merry
Thanks
Christmas.
for all you do for our
Thank you,
our
Vision.
office.
Thank you for everything. Yeah, I had to think for a second. No, our next meeting's the 28th. Yeah. Chambers not here. Jeff.
I'm not Jeff.
Well, I know, we have it down as Jeff, but
Yeah, no, I'm Helen Stussy, and Jeff invited me to come talk about this proposal we have, and it's just a small request, maybe something for Christmas. We're talking about 1 acre of land. I believe you all have the maps. I have one here for anyone else who wants to see it. It's a little acre that is on the very south corner of Memorial Park, west of 3 and down on the very far south right next to 50 North. It's got a soccer field on the north side. The county has been mowing it for year after year after year, but this corner we're talking about's been tough to mow because it's wet. And so they quit mowing it, so invasive cattails have grown up, and so some people might consider it an eyesore. But we consider it a gem because what grows there are unique plants that aren't anywhere else that support unique life forms, unique insects, salamanders, frogs, etc. In fact, just adjacent to this little plot of open land are these beautiful woods that have some 300-year-old oak trees. And right adjacent to the property we would like to work on is a seep. And in the seep is growing these amazing white turtle head flowers. And again, they're very unique. They can only be pollinated by bumblebees because the flowers are closed and the bumblebees have to buzz really hard to open them up and pollinate them. So cool. Anyway, what we would like to do is take care of that for you. You don't need to mow it anymore. You don't need to worry about it. We would maintain it. We want to plant a beautiful wildland meadow of meadow flowers like the white turtlehead that would support all the butterflies and dragonflies and beautiful things. We would like to have a bench there because in this time of anxiety, we have found that nothing can calm people down more than a little touch of nature. And if somebody could sit on that bench and watch the butterflies flying over this beautiful wildflower meadow, that's better than any medication your doctor can give you. So we're asking for an acre. We've already raised over $2,000 to actually plant this new acre of these special plants. If you wanted to quit mowing more of it, we would be glad to take care of more of it, but an acre is specifically what we're asking for.
any questions? Comments?
We've got
Yeah.
coming up, we've got a gas line that's going to be relocated. It's going to go right through the middle of that.
Right through the middle of that specific acre?
Yes.
Could we reshape our acre then?
I don't know. I know it's coming up, and I wanted to talk, because I didn't know about the gas line until after we just got that. It's IDEM's request. It's gas line between Newcastle and Muncie. And they're relocating part of it, but they're basically replacing it, and the diagram that they've given us shows it going right through the middle of where you're wanting. And it's actually going to L and head back to 3 right there on that spot.
So, again, we're not married to this specific square. In fact, we could run it more along the woods. The wettest part is what we're most interested in because that's where we could do the most good.
Do we know where the water's coming from? The wet is coming from?
I believe it's a seep, isn't it? So it comes from underwater, it comes from underground.
It's my understanding there's some tiles there that's been broken during it. Is that right, Steve?
Well, they did a lot of tiling
Yeah, because we just got that here just a couple days ago about them wanting to, it basically was a public notice that they're going to replace that gas line running
Yeah.
through there.
Well,
And
not to-
the diagram they gave us shows it dog-legging right in the end of that field up towards 3, so.
Does the gas line, after they've done it, stop us from what we would be doing? I mean, we could do it afterwards. We had hoped to do it immediately, but because we have this grant that kind of wants us to go ahead and move with they gave us $1,000 to put in this wetland.
So is there a deadline for you to use the grant?
I need to look at that. It might be a year's deadline. Yes, Jeff says yes.
A year? You have a year?
So, but I've received one of these grants before, and with it being Indiana Native Plant Society, they're willing to work to be able to, put something like this in. So I know that they would extend it.
They're very excited about this project.
And I know I typically don't make any motions from the presidency, but I think I'm going to make a motion to table this until we know more about the gas line and everything that's going on. I don't think we have enough information to approve. Now, this may not get a second, but I just don't think we have enough information right now with the gas line coming into this, in my personal opinion, to make a decision yet. So I will make the motion to table this request until we have further information regarding the location of the gas line.
I'll second that.
Motion by myself, second by Steve Dellinger. Any further discussion? I thought you were going to say something, leaning forward to say something.
No, if we're not sure where the gas line is exactly, and we're not sure what impact it would have on this planning, I don't think it would hurt to wait until we find out. So I would agree with tabling this for now.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. So we'll table this until we get some more information, and then we'll keep you in the loop as to what's going on.
Do we have a copy of the map there that you just
Sure.
got from them? And that way
If you want to come around, you can just take mine.
Okay.
Well, can you take yours?
Where is it?
I guess we can just move straight forward to this one. And then we'll get another copy. You and I can share. You're welcome. Thank you. Angela, do you have anything? We're down to department heads. We have that. Yeah, we have that later on. Okay. Stacy is not here. Joe Copeland. Do you have anything, Joe?
I have two items this morning. One, additional roads to our certified mileage. We have a few that's not been added in the past, and we need to add some of those. The list is Rivercrest Drive, Westbrook Place, Executive Drive, Commerce Drive, Brooks Drive, north and south of 400 South, Hayes Way, the new one in the industrial park, Van Nuys Road, and Ron Lampe Way. I have a list for you.
So this is just informational. We don't have to do anything. You're just adding them as certified county roads.
I need for you to put it in the minutes of the meeting that these roads will be added to the inventory because they want those minutes.
Okay.
And if it's going to be a while, I can get, I have a letter that they'll accept, NDOT, I've talked to them.
Yeah, because
So-
putting them in the minutes, then you won't be able to get an official copy until after we approve the minutes of this meeting at the next meeting. So it'd be a couple more weeks before you could get that.
Yeah, and this
So I
is-
guess we could do the letter.
Yeah, this is due by the end of the year.
Okay. Oh, sorry. I thought he was handing the letter. I was going to read it. Okay. And while you're doing that, I'll just go ahead and read this into the minutes. To the Office of Asset Management and Road Inventory, please find and close the updated 2022 road inventory mileage submittal for the County of Henry. We certify that all the roads listed in the 2022 road inventory submittal have been accepted into our system and maintained by the county. And again, those roads are Rivercrest Drive, Westbrook Place, Executive Drive, Commerce Drive, Brooks Drive, north and south of 400 South, Hayes Way, Van Nuys Road, and Ron Lampe Road. So do I have a motion to accept these roads in and add it to the minutes and approve and sign the letter?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Steve Dellinger, second by Ed Tarantino. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries 3-0. So what we'll do is we'll sign 2 copies, give you one back and give one to Debbie. If you want to sign, yeah. If you want to sign that one, then I'll. That way you have a copy and Debbie has a copy.
I have to get some GIS work done. To submit this, I have to have a special file with all these roads on it and submit it online, in an email to NDOT. So
Okay.
I'll be working on that with Steve.
So there's your copy, and then we'll go to Debbie. Thank you.
And the last item is, we'd put in the budget for next year for a new loader at the highway, and it's my understanding the budget was approved. So I want permission to go out and get prices on a loader, a new loader for the highway. The one we have now, I think, has over 10,000 hours on it. It's a John Deere, so.
Do we need to do that in form of a motion or just? I think you need motion. Okay. So do I have a motion to authorize Joe Copeland to go out and start looking for a loader for purchase in 2023?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Steve Dellinger, second by Ed Tarantino. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries 3-0.
Thank you.
Thank you. Merry Christmas if I don't see you. Steve Rust.
I think you guys have got a contract from Schneider.
Yes.
It is, I think I sent to you. It's for GIS work that we're
It's
going to
in-
have to
It's
go
in
ahead and.
tab number 7.
I think it's pretty well explained out. It's just an add-on to what we're doing now with them, so we can do some work with them on GIS till we
This
figure
is
something out.
to supplement until we hire
Somebody.
somebody to replace
Yes.
Taylor. Okay. So this is for the year, $3,504.
That's
So we
only
will be sending
24 hours worth of work, so all that
24,
is.
yeah, just 24 hours.
Yeah.
I'm guessing we'll get more than 24 hours.
I'd say so,
Hopefully
yeah.
we'll hire somebody.
Yeah, well, I've had another application, but
Yeah.
then again, I struck out because the price wasn't up there.
I
So,
know. Well, hopefully we can get that.
Get something
changed,
done,
too.
yeah.
So this is just for 24 hours of service? Okay.
Right. On need is what we're going to do right now.
As needed?
Yep, as needed.
So do I have a motion to accept the contract for Schneider Geospatial for the up to 24 hours of Flex Remote Consulting from January through December of 2023 for supplementing our GIS until we hire a new employee?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Steve Dellinger, second by Ed Tarantino. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0.
Okay, I know this wasn't on the agenda, but I was going to bring up we've talked about advertising. We had some appointments come up on the drainage board, so I will just turn these in, let you look them over. If you have any questions on them, feel free to get a hold of me or Steve's on the board. They've met the recommendation of the IC Code 36-9-27-5 of the appointees under subdivision 2 must reside freeholders of the county who are knowledgeable in drainage matters. That's sort of what we look at, which is a pretty tough subject to get somebody that's not done any drainage to knowledgeable on that stuff. So I'm just going to turn these in.
Okay. And then we'll probably have them on the itinerary for next meeting. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Steve. If I don't see you, Merry Christmas. I guess I'll be saying this all day. If I don't see you, Merry Christmas. Tom Green is not here. Sheriff McCorkle.
He does. He has some.
Sheriff McCorkle has something.
Yeah, his bids for the,
Oh.
they just came in this morning.
I actually have a couple of things.
Uh-huh.
Went along with Jay, working on grants for body cameras, hopefully we'll be able to return some money back to the county.
Yeah.
Second thing, and the bad news is, if you've seen our numbers in our jail, we're 224 today. So we're right there, and we'll continue to look at it. I haven't reached out to any other sheriffs in the event that we get more. I can fill you in on the details later. We have at least 3 that need to be cyclized, we evaluated. We'll deal with the judges on that. That's not gonna help us a lot, but it helps. Also looking at a couple other options, but trying to make sure we keep our numbers where they need to be. And I also want to make sure that we stay on the record so that we cover all of us, knowing that we are looking diligently to make sure that we stay within those
Kind of.
parameters. So that's the good news and the bad news.
So how's the drug program progressing?
Well, JCAP, I
JCAP.
talked with Nick, and Jamie, it appears as though it's new, and we know how new it is. It's growing, but all positive. Everything that I'm getting from them, we've had some equipment, it's a new facility.
Sure.
So we've had problems with the heat, and problems with it, but by and large, I am very positive. It feels good, and they seem to be positive. We're not getting any of the, oh, woe with me.
Good.
Administrator, so it sounds good, and I feel real positive that if we can continue to work forward, we're gonna see some good things.
Good. I'm glad. Thank you.
How many are in the program?
Right now, 16, and we've had a couple that started, that got released, and those kinds of things on plea deals, but by and large, those that are in there, I think most of them are gonna be able to run the full 90 days, and we should see some good numbers. Again, a couple hiccups, but those would be expected. We knew that some of the individuals that had plea agreements working with their attorneys and the prosecutor and the courts. But that being said, I think once they complete their 90 days, I think you're going to be happy with the program that you helped us establish. So thank you.
Thank you. Debbie, do you have anything? Jenny's not here. Bill? I did it out of order. I apologize. I'll come back. Lisa, you have anything? Steve?
Thank you. I really don't have too much. We're going to have a meeting with the engineering firm here coming up. Would be nice if one of you could be there. So
When
if
is
there
it?
are 20th, 11 o'clock, I believe is the time. But it'd be nice if one of you were there so that if you have any strenuous objections to anything that we're planning, that we would know immediately rather than somewhere down the road.
If you could have Casey send an email out to
I will.
let us know.
I will. Also, I understand that you made a request for all of the minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a particular reason?
No?
Well, I can save you a lot of reading if you're concerned about the
No,
votes.
I just want to see them.
Okay.
They're public records.
Oh, yeah. No,
I just
no
wanna see 'em.
doubt about that.
Yeah, no, I just want to see them.
Well, I thought if you had a specific
Nope,
question,
I
I'd
don't.
try to answer it for you.
Nope, I do not have a specific question. I just want to see the minutes.
They are available. They'll be sent to you.
All right, thank you.
Do you want to wait till the end of the year and get them all for the year, or do you want to,
It doesn't
by
matter.
law, we are supposed to, the board is supposed to give a report to the commissioners yearly.
Sure.
So I didn't know whether you
I
want
mean,
to
if
wait
you
till
have them, I'll
then.
take what you have. I know that November's is not going to be approved until your meeting in December, and December's won't be approved until January, and that's fine. But yeah, I can take what you have, September or January through October. That's fine.
Are there any questions or concerns about anything from any of you right now?
Nothing that I want to ask right now, no?
Well, you know, it would be nice if some of this stuff would get conversed in public.
I don't have
that-
any questions for you right now, Steve.
Okay. Thank you very much. I look forward to seeing you all at the work session coming up.
On the 20th at 9 o'clock.
Have a great day.
All right. Weights and measures are not here.
Could you perhaps have the air in the snowman checked?
Huh?
The air in the snowman,
Is it bad?
it's questionable.
Oh, okay, it took me, oh, sorry. It took me a second to, is there a snowman, an inflatable snowman out there that's not working?
I believe, well, it's working. I'm just not sure. I would check the pounds per square inch on it if you get time.
I believe it's summer air, not winter air, that's the problem.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mandy? I skipped over because Butch is not here. I skipped over saying 911 because Butch isn't here.
Henry County EMS needs their own credit card. I was asked to come to a public meeting and get permission to do so. Looks like we're going to go with First Merchants, which is who Debbie recommended I check with. We need it specifically for fuel. We have crews, we've sent as far away as Lexington, Michigan, and our trucks can only go so far, and at this point, they've been few and far between, so I Venmo my crews cash. I submit a claim, I get paid back that way. Because, courthouse isn't open at 3 a.m. for me to come and grab the card. So it makes a lot more sense if we get our own. We'll report to State Board Accounts, keep track just like the auditor's office do, and pay through the auditor's office. So it'll all be like it is now with these credit cards, just much more convenient for us to get when we need it.
Yes, I agree. So do we have a motion to allow Mandy and Henry County EMS to get a credit card on their own for fuel?
Lucas is not going to party on it, is he?
Lucas has a sore throat.
Can't talk, Lucas? Can't talk? Okay.
He's verklempt
He's
today.
verklempt today? Okay.
Well, actually, I would like to record that in the minutes so Lucas can't talk.
I do appreciate you making him speak.
I'll make a motion to approve this request.
Second.
Motion by Steve Dellinger, second by Ed Tarantino. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries 3-0.
Thank you.
And you'll just work with Debbie's office to get that set up. Glenn, do you have anything?
Morning.
Morning,
Morning.
Glenn.
Okay, just want to give you an update in relation to the grant application that was discussed earlier. And it is to the Indiana Department of Homeland Security. And it's for the Sheriff's Department. And I've been working on this with Major Jay Davis to get it all completed, get the numbers set, and pretty much get the technical language in there like it should be to the point that we can submit this off. And it is for body cameras, support software, support hardware, and services to support those body cameras. And it's for the 29 employed officers with the Sheriff's Department. So the total project cost of everything is $95,614. And that's in accordance to a quote, or if you will, an invoice from the Motorola Solutions Company, which is where these products are coming through. So in relation to the grant itself and what we're requesting from the grant, there's a very definite and basic formula that's used by the state in terms of configuring the maximum amount of money that can be requested through this particular grant source. And it's fairly simple. It's $800 per officer. And with this particular grant, it is $800 times the 29 officers of the Sheriff's Department which comes to a total of $23,200. So basically, the project looks like this in terms of a budget and how we're looking to fund it, is that the $23,400 from the grant coupled with $72,214 in local match, which comes to the total of $95,614 for the total project cost. We will be putting the final touches on that application today. Deadline for it is tomorrow, and I want to get it done and shipped off today. And we expect to hear back from the state in relation to their decision to either fund it in full, they could fund it with a portion of that, or they could not fund it at all. But I think we've got a pretty good competitive application here, because on average there's a basic requirement that each applicant have local match that's equal to 25% of what you're asking for in total grant funds. Well, with this particular grant application, we're asking for $72,214, which is approximately 300% of the total for what we're asking for. So with most, if not all, of the other applicants meeting that 25% match, ours will be in essence of 300%. And I think that gives us sort of a leg up, if you will, in terms of the competitiveness of this particular application, that I think they would look at it, in my humble opinion, favorably in terms of giving us what we're asking for. So again, I'm putting the finishing touches on the application today. We'll get it shipped off this afternoon sometime, and we should hear back from them sometime around mid to late January.
Okay. Thank you because I know you were given that. I gave you that. I saw that. I gave you that just a couple weeks ago. I know it's been a short turnaround to try to meet the deadline. I appreciate you and Major Davis and whoever else has been involved to do this short turnaround. And our match is actually from the ARP funds that we had approved several months ago to be used. So hopefully that gives us a leg up, and every little bit helps.
Sure,
You know, if 23,000 of the ARP money can come back to the ARP funding, then that's great. So thank you very much for all your hard work. We appreciate it.
Okay, fantastic. Any questions, just let me know.
Building inspector's not here. EMA is not here. Okay, so we're moving on to contracts and agreements, and under tab 4 is the contract for next year for Intech, which is Jeff Lutz, and for IT. His contract, all the terms have stayed the same. The monthly charge did go up or his rate did go up, and charge did go up by 5%. It's now totaled $108,000, and I believe we increased all of that in our budget when we were budgeting. So do I have a motion to accept the contract from Intech for their annual fee of $108,000?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Steve Dellinger, second by Ed Tarantino. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. I do have to say that Jeff Lutz has been with the county 20-plus years, Debbie? 20-plus years. He does amazing work, and he works very hard and diligent for the county, and we appreciate everything that he does. So, Board of Health appointments. Angel, do you want to speak on it, or? So, while she's coming up, from Angela Cox, dear Henry County Commissioners, Dr. Wiley McLaughlin has served as a member of the Henry County Board of Health for over 20 years. At his request, the board is recommending the following individual to finish his term through December 31st, 2025. Guidelines for the makeup of the local Board of Health can be found at the link below and requires a minimum of 2 medical doctors. Dr. Sarah Sorrell, is it Sorrell? Sorrell has accepted the nomination for this position. Dr. Sorrell is a Henry County native and graduate of Newcastle Chrysler High School. She currently works as a family practice physician and emergency physicians with IU Health Muncie, Blackford, and Jay counties. Dr. Sorrell resides in Newcastle, which is also a requirement. The final approval for this appointment resides with the local governing body. I'm requesting that this be added to the agenda for the first December meeting. Sincerely, Angela Cox. Do you have anything else to add?
No, I should be able to provide you at any given time with 3 candidates to choose from, but this particular piece of it is difficult because many of our physicians don't reside within the county, and that is one of the requirements. And so, hence I just have one individual. But I do want just a little accolade. Sarah. Sarah's a young person, and we're excited about her vibrance and the things that she's going to bring to us. She's actually a physician, obviously, like you said, but her PhD is from Oxford, and she worked in Abu Dhabi before she did all this traveling, before she came home to settle down and have her family back home. And she did a portion of her medical school in Ethiopia. So from a public health perspective, she's a gem. And
She has seen a lot.
She has seen a lot. She understands public health at its worst in a third world country. And so she's going to bring an incredible perspective, I think, back to us. And we're so fortunate to have her. So.
Okay. On that note, do I have a motion to accept Dr. Sarah Sorrell as the Board of Health appointment to replace Dr. McLaughlin to serve until 2025?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Steve Dellinger, second by Ed Tarantino. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0.
And then I just want to publicly thank Dr. McLaughlin. He is well dug into his retirement and spent most of the summer up at his lake house. So he would zoom in when I needed him, but he's been with the health department for more than 20 years. He was a practicing physician here in town for many years as well. And so he brought a lot of guidance from a business perspective, honestly, to the Board of Health, and he will be incredibly missed. But I just want to make sure that everybody understands that he sacrificed and gave a lot to the county.
Yeah, absolutely. And he has set the bar high. Boy, that didn't come out right, did it?
Thank
the
you.
Bar high. There's certain words I can't say together. So thank you very much, Angela. So next we have an appointment for the Greensboro Township Advisory Board. Dakota Dean Clark. My name is Dakota Clark, and I'm a resident of Greensboro Township. I'm interested in being considered for an appointment, and it's in the front of your book. Appointment to the Greensboro Township Board, if possible. I have attached my letter of interest with this email. I've also sent this document to the Henry County Auditor in accordance with IC 313-10-4. I understand if you choose to reappoint the current members, I would appreciate your consideration. No other members have applied for this appointment. So I'm guessing, Joel, that we can just move forward since nobody else has applied. So I do need to make sure that I make this statement in if there is a motion to appoint Mr. Clark, that this will begin January 1st of 2023. As I did not do that for Franklin Township, and we're going to have to redo that so it's in the minutes for 2023. So do I have a motion to appoint Dakota Clark to the Greensboro Township Board for the term starting January 1st of 2023?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Steve Dellinger, second by Ed Tarantino. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. And then the Franklin Township, it was, I thought I had these in here. I may have to go get those because I have to redo it. I will. Hey, Debbie. Is it for Dudley Township? We have Dudley Township, but last month we did Franklin, but I did make the statement for January. Kayla may have it. Thank you. Nope, I need the one for Franklin from last month. Kayla may just have it in there back in file because we did it last month. I just don't remember who it was. I just didn't use the verbiage of starting January 1st, so it doesn't make it, I won't say it doesn't make it valid, but they need it to say that. So then we also have two for Dudley Township Advisory Board. Julie Bowman and Cameron Warren have agreed. Mr. Chu, Ron Chu, has reached out to let us know that those two are interested in serving on the Dudley Township Advisory Board beginning January 1st of 2023. Do I have a motion to accept and appoint these two to the Dudley Township Advisory Board?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Steve Dellinger, second by Ed Tarantino. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries 3-0. And then I will circle back as soon as I just can't remember the names. So we have two members that are expiring on the park board at the end of the year, and we are opening applications to the public for anybody that wants to serve on the park board. The two members are more than welcome to reapply to that as well. We have tried to make it a standing policy that we open up every appointment. The only thing that we need to decide upon is how long we're going to leave that appointment open. And our next, our meeting in January is January the 11th. So do you want to wait until sometime in January, open up until maybe the 4th of January?
I'd say that should be sufficient.
Okay, so we will leave that appointment open until January the 4th. Anyone that is interested can either drop off their letter of interest or email it to one of the commissioners or contact our secretary, Kayla Helton. Email any one of us with your interest. Planning Commission appointment. I'm going to announce this one. This one is, it's a little different as it is the township trustee appointment. So they have to be a township trustee. Terry Matney has expressed interest in being reappointed, but I would say that we'll want to do the same thing and leave it open until January the 4th for any other township trustees who may want to be considered for that as well. Okay, and then we have the Henry County Community Health Board of Trustees. Dear Henry County Commissioners, as you know, each year the Henry County Commissioners appoint a member of the Board of Trustees of Henry County Health pursuant to Indiana Code IC 16222. Specifically, the seat now occupied by Debbie Ware is up for renewal. Debbie was first appointed to the hospital's board on August 27th of 2021 and has been a great addition to the board. In addition to Debbie, the hospital boards currently consist of Sheldon Dines, Bud Shore, and myself. The hospital's success is due in great part to our board. The board has a broad base of knowledge needed in the hospital's operations, a good understanding of the community needs, and the willingness to spend time to understand issues and express its thoughts and advice concerning those issues. Board members should collectively have a broad base of knowledge and expertise on which Henry County Health can rely. They must also be willing to engage with the hospital as well as the community and share their wisdom. Debbie has a willingness to continue to serve, and I believe she will continue to be a valuable and trusted member of the hospital's board. Given current opportunities and challenges for our hospital, I request that you appoint Debbie Ware for a 4-year term. Sincerely, John Pigeon, Hospital Board Chair. Do I have a motion to reappoint Debbie Ware to the hospital board for a term of 4 years?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Steve Dellinger, second by Ed Tarantino. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries 3-0. We have a bond for Lisa Lovelace, who will be taking office January the 1st. Do I have a motion to accept the bond for Lisa Lovelace?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Steve Dellinger, second by Ed Tarantino. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries 3-0. So now we are back to the discussion, and this is just informational for us. Public notice about the gas line that's going to be replaced. That looks like it goes up State Road 3 to 50 North. Is that right? Steve, you can read the map better than I do.
Yep.
And then across other properties.
Yeah, their actual request, the way they have it listed, is between Garner Street and 100 South.
Yeah.
But that runs down to the park, but it's supposed to be, they're wanting to replace an existing natural gas pipeline between Muncie and Newcastle. And the location here, they said, would take place adjacent to Blue River between Garner and 100 North. But
Okay.
you can see the black line on their map runs all the way
Yep.
from up above that, west of State Road 30. Actually, it's south of 38, it comes down and goes across, but their main concern is looks like from around 50 north over to 75 up to 100 by the park.
Yeah. So that should be starting sometime next year, I would imagine. Okay. And that's just public notice.
Yes.
So that takes us to opening of the fuel bids. And we have only received one, it looks like. It's from Co-Alliance. Sheriff, you want to review this? Or you just want me to read it? Okay. Lead-free gasoline and diesel fuel shall be dispensed at the vendor's facility within the county of Henry, state of Indiana. All fuel shall be available 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Section 1, lead-free gasoline bid will be awarded for either Section 1A or 1B of the Sheriff's Office. A, lead-free gasoline, 87 octane quantity, 55,000 gallons or less. Loading rack price plus, it has 4 questions marked with subject to change daily. Lead-free gasoline, 87 octane quantity, 55,000 gallons or less. Price per gallon, firm price for the entire calendar year based on bid price. Section 2, diesel fuel bid will be awarded for either Section 2A or 2B. Firm price for the entire calendar. Quantity 20,000 gallons. Price per gallon. Okay, so the price per gallon, let me go back for Section 1 for 87 E10. Rack is $1.92227 with an adder of 0.5750 for a total of $2.4977 per gallon. B is 2.168 rack with an adder of 0.5750 for $2.7438 cents. That's for 55,000 gallons. Diesel is premium diesel for A is on the road premium diesel fuel for 20,000 gallons is 2.6583 with an adder of 0.8050 for a total of 3.4633 with an escalating and de-escalating price. And the premium diesel base price subject to standard escalation order escalation clause is 3.0237 with an adder of 0.8050 for 3.8287 fixed price. So are you recommending the fixed price option? Okay, so the fixed price options are, each one of these is the B option for 2.7438 and for the regular fuel, and diesel of 3.8287 fixed price. So do I have a motion to accept the fixed price or the, I guess I'll just take a motion. Or do you want to review you can review if you need to.
Is this the bid that we took that's supposed to be in conjunction with the city and,
Yes, EMS.
includes EMS
Yes, this
also.
includes EMS in the city. Yes.
okay. I'd say the fixed price is probably a safer bet at this point, but
I agree. Rick, do you agree? Okay. So do I have a motion?
so moved, we take the fixed price.
Second.
Motion by Steve Dellinger, second by Ed Tarantino to accept on the fuel, the fixed price for unleaded of 2.7438 fixed average price for 55,000 gallons or less, and the 3.8287 fixed average price for diesel for 20,000 gallons or less. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries 3-0. Okay, let me get to here. So, dear Commissioners, effective December 31st, 2022, Rick McCorkle will end his tour of duty as Sheriff of Henry County. After having completed over 40 years of service, Rick has requested to purchase his duty gun upon retirement for $1. Do I have a motion to allow Sheriff McCorkle to purchase his duty weapon?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Steve Dellinger, second by Ed Tarantino. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye, motion carries 3-0. Thank you for your service for 40-plus years. Are you the longest-serving individual within the Sheriff's Department? I don't think so. I think I would have to check. 40 years is a long time. I just, you know, you're right there at the top. Thank you for your service. We appreciate you. James Goodwin, effective December 30th, 2022, James Goodwin will end his tour of service duty as Merit Sergeant after completing 31 years of service to Henry County. James has requested to purchase his duty gun upon retirement for $1. Do I have a motion to allow James Goodwin to purchase his duty weapon for $1?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Steve Dellinger, second by Ed Tarantino. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries 3-0. And I know James is not here. Thank you, Officer Goodwin, for your 25 years of service, or 31 years, excuse me. 25 years as a merit officer and 6 years in your 31 years of service to the county. We appreciate you. So I'm going to circle back to Franklin Township. So last month we approved Sherry Green and Bradley Jones to the Franklin Township Advisory Board. Unfortunately, I did not make the statement that it was effective January 1st, and it needs to be in the minutes that it's effective January 1st. So I'm going to ask for a motion again to appoint Sherry Green and Bradley Jones to the Franklin Township Advisory Board effective January 1st of 2023.
Maybe we won't do it now. I make the motion again that we accept it.
Yeah, I apologize. That was my fault, so.
Second.
Motion by Steve Dellinger, second by Ed Tarantino. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries 3-0. And we need to make sure in the minutes, Debbie, that it reflects on both of those appointments January 1st. Okay, so we have next it's from Unified Group. They do our ACA filings for insurance. I believe we approved this last year as well, when we need to approve this for them to do all of our insurance filings so that we meet the guidelines for ACA. The 1095C form preparation is $2,500. And then the 1095, so I guess there's two options. We have a 1095C form preparation and transmittal of the forms, plus mailing of all the forms to the employees for $3,500, or just the preparation and transmittal of the forms. So do I have a motion for either one of these?
Debbie, which would you prefer? Which do we do?
So they can, because they usually mail them.
Mail everything out.
They file them and mail them both.
Yep.
Then I make a motion, we accept the second option of $3,500.
Motion by,
Second.
Motion by Steve Dellinger, second by Ed Tarantino. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries 3-0. So we have 3 quotes from Piney Engineering, and Jeff Helms is here from YOC. If anybody has any questions, I don't know that if you do, Jeff will be more than willing to answer them. These are quotes from Piney for the Youth Opportunity Center in True Harbor out on the hill. The first one is 12 exhaust fans on the roof and one in the boiler room that need to be replaced and upgraded for $24,750. The next one is the pump is leaking on the chiller, and that needs to be repaired for $6,975. And then replace 4 heat exchangers. It's my understanding that that is 6 to 8 weeks out for ordering any of the parts. And unfortunately, that total price is $55,816. For a total, I did have it totaled up, it's roughly $80,000, $85,000. I can total it up real quick. None of the work will start after the first of the year. And I already talked to Joel that we could approve this to begin after the first of the year, since we don't have we're at the end of the year and line item funds are at a very minimum.
So that was my next question was, where's this money going to come from?
Next year's budget.
I had a question that apparently you guys met just recently, and I had never heard what happened at that meeting.
We will be having an executive session in January.
But the meeting, I believe, wasn't it to discuss maintenance costs and things like that?
Yes.
The upshot of the meeting was there's going to be more discussion in the next few weeks.
Yes.
Weren't really any
Because I couldn't make any decisions, and he alone can't make any decisions. It was just to start a discussion. There will be a meeting in January, an executive session in January. So this,
But
go ahead.
would it not then make some more sense if we held up on this?
Well, the
until-
problem is, and Jeff, if you want to explain it, and actually, some of this could potentially wait. However, some of, the chiller is a critical with the leaking. Those don't get replaced or fixed, repaired. We're looking at further damage, further costs to do so. But I'm only one person, so.
I guess, do you have any comments that you'd like to make to add to this?
Yeah, just that in terms of how we arrived at that, we have, as kind of specified in the contract, we have a preventative maintenance contract with Piney Engineering. So these were things that they flagged on their last inspection. So we then followed up with them and asked if any of these were kind of urgent or could cause more damage, and so they replied back. And Commissioner Plummer was on that email exchange as well. And so they were indicating that delaying on the heat exchangers could cause, more damage to that. That being said, I think that, they were a few weeks out on the repairs, so none of these are imminent. So it's really just kind of get started and get the parts ordered is where we are. Yeah. And in reference to our discussions, I think that, we had heard that there were some concerns about the contract and the terms of that contract. So we had the option to renew that at the same term for the 5 years, as you're well aware. We opted not to do that because, frankly, we don't want to be in an agreement where somebody thinks they're getting the short end of the stick. So we really wanted to just kind of, work those things out. So then the question is, obviously, if we're going to get together in January and discuss some options, we're going to reconvene. So we're more willing to be at the table and talk about how to, make an arrangement that works for both the county and for the YOC in the long term.
And the decision to do it in January was, we have a new commissioner coming in January. The odds of any decisions being made by the end of the year were slim. So the decision to hold the executive session in January to meet with the YOC and formulate a new lease.
So my understanding from the email that we both received from Piney is that there is, nothing in that that's creating an unsafe environment, or that they're worried about the health and safety of, the residents there. There is a consideration for what could be, further damage. But I don't believe that Piney, indicated what specifically that would be. So in other words, if the cost would increase over time, or if it would just be, a few more hours work or that type of thing.
Yeah, the boilers have small leaks in the heat exchanger and will cause more damage the longer they are not addressed. With that being said, 3 weeks will not be detrimental, because my question was, because of we're at the end of the year, I didn't want, we don't have the money to pay for it right now, but any work would be happen and paid for after the first of the year anyway. The heat exchangers are 6 to 8 weeks out, so if you were to order them by the first of the year, we will not get them till the end of February. The sooner we get these ordered, the sooner we can get them in without other issues happening with the boilers. We will not bill until we install them. The exhaust fans are important, but can be done in segments. Attached is a map, and we can just replace the ones that are critical. The others can wait, especially if it's in an area that is vacant. Please circle the areas that are vacant. The only kicker by doing them in segments is it will cost more. Depending on how many trips the crane will need to come out, and our stake bed truck will need to come out. Not the end of the world, but I want to make sure we're all up front with everything. The other critical device is the chilled water pump that is leaking. This item really needs addressed before the exhaust fans if you are prioritizing. This is an FYI for future budgeting. The chiller will need to be replaced sooner than later. We have replaced compressors and other components on the chiller. The refrigerant is R22 and getting harder to find and getting more expensive in parts for this chiller. The build time on the chillers at the current moment is over a year. So that's future. Yeah. So do I have a motion one way or the other for these quotes?
I mean, obviously, we have to maintain the building. I'm just trying to figure out that right now, these quotes here have already exceeded any revenue that we received from the building, which puts us in the hole right off the bat. So I guess that is my other concern.
Well, the building could be sitting empty and we have 100% of it. And nothing. Yes, ma'am. That we could use the GO bond for. Because I know we're using part of the GO bond for the roof repairs at the highway and for the new maintenance building.
Yep.
You'd have to check the language on that, okay?
I say we approve these.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion by Steve Dellinger, second by Ed Tarantino to approve these quotes for repairs, and then we will be having an executive session in January to review the contract and renegotiate the contract, which I appreciate that the YOC, because not very many times do people come and go, you know what, we know that this is kind of a more lopsided lease, and we're willing to work together, and I do appreciate that you guys are willing to do that, because not very many people do, so thank you so very much for that.
Yes, thank you.
So did I take a vote on that? Motion by Steve Dellinger, second by Ed Tarantino. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. And the last thing we have on here, well, next to the last because I have a note. This is a quote from Taylor Construction for the repairs at the transition center. We had received notice from the city of some repairs that they were requesting, some issues with that building that they were requesting to be addressed. Taylor Construction did come out, and the items that needed to be fixed are remove trims as necessary to prep area for new metals. I guess it's install pole barn style metal and the necessary trims to cover the 3 sets of windows on the second story located at 1124 Broad Street. So the total to do that is $3,230. And again, this is another one of we can get it approved, but it won't be paid until after the first of the year, until the budgets are rolled over. Do I have a motion to accept this quote for repairs?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Steve Dellinger, second by Ed Tarantino. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries 3-0. And Judge Crane asked me to announce today that on December the 28th, 2022, at 4:30 PM here in the courtroom, he will be conducting a swearing-in ceremony for the newly elected officials that are coming into office. He wanted me to make that a public announcement. We have also, I think, James, I have also sent an email already to Travis, but if you want to put that in your notes, and we've let Middletown News know, and Jeff is to be putting it on our website.
28th.
The 28th at 4:30. And then I'm going to announce the 28th at from 11 to, it's 11 to 2, Rick, your open house. There will be an open house at the new jail in honor of Sheriff McCorkle's retirement, and the 29th here from 2 to 4. Lisa, is that the 29th? Honoring Linda Winchester, who is retiring from her service as recorder and her service to the county. So I think that's everything. With that, do I have a motion to it? Does anybody have anything? Sorry, I should ask. Tom, did you have anything, or you just, okay. With that, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you, everyone.